Love line number 1. And they lived happily ever after. Katie and Zach were the kind of cute, contented couple that people loved to be around. They look so happy together, said friends, family members, and church members who knew them. Each was considered attractive and a good catch as a potential mate. Both were cheerful, with glass-half-full attitudes. Even when at rest, their lips formed nice smiles, not frowns. A few of their friends jokingly referred to them as Ken and Barbie because they were as blonde and sculpted as the popular dolls. Their romance had a fairy tale quality to it, introduced to each other by friends who promised, "You will be perfect for each other." They actually were, quickly falling in love and making plans for their big wedding. And in the months before their marriage, they spent most evenings going out to dinner and seeing movies. When they saw Disney's The Lion King, they both cried, as Simba triumphed over his arch-rival Scar. Their love of film, particularly Disney movies and romantic comedies with happy endings, led them to add this line to their marriage ceremony. And they lived happily ever after. It's complicated. For years, Katie and Zach were happy. They loved each other, enjoyed the same things, and built a loving home and family together. The front yard of their suburban home even had a picket fence. The paint was taupe, though, not white. "We went into marriage expecting we would be happy," Zach offered when he and Katie first came to us. "Why get married if you don't think you would be happy?" But over time, alien elements of unhappiness invaded their love nest. The problem started soon after the birth of their first child, an overactive boy. "Everybody told us we'd be tired," Katie said, "but we had no idea how tired." Strange feelings began to cloud their relationship. They disagreed over whose turn it was to do the 4 a.m. feeding, and they found themselves disappointed to experience these petty arguments. "We truly love our precious baby boy, but feel guilty about not being good enough parents," Zach confessed. "We even feel guilty about feeling guilty." There was no more time for dining out, going to movies, or even talking. After 2 weeks of paid paternity leave, Zach couldn't wait to return to the people and predictability at his work. Over the following weeks, Katie grew resentful that Zach now helped her less, and Zach became frustrated. "I don't get it," Zach said. "We need my income now more than ever." Unhappily seeking happiness. In time, a pattern developed. After problems arose, things would then calm down again and life would return to normal. But each new normal seemed a few steps below their original ideals. A simmering discontent grew between them. "We were so young and innocent when we said we would live happily ever after," Katie said. "But right now, nobody's happy." Their scenario is far from unusual. Happy endings happen frequently in fairy tales and romantic movies, but real life turns out to be a bit more complicated and messy. Zach and Katie embraced a popular version of the happily ever after lie. They had come to believe a good marriage is like a big greenhouse that grows happiness. If happiness is fading, so is the marriage. If happiness is gone, so is the marriage. Unfortunately, they've set themselves on a path that leads in a downward spiral. When happiness is seen as a major purpose for getting married, lack of happiness can lead to disappointment, frustration, and even comparison to other marriages perceived to be happier than theirs. Now, as the distance between Katie and Zach has grown, feelings of happiness are increasingly rare, replaced by feelings of discouragement and being cheated. They want to work and make things better, but both question whether it would require too much investment and whether it would be worth it. We've seen this story before. The people and the details change, but the impact of the happily ever after lie remains. Unmet expectations for continued happiness in marriage are actually one of the greatest causes of marital disappointment.